So we're just here at immigration. We renewed our visas. Ricky is literally killing me with going off-roading on his scooter.
We made it just in time to stop on the side of the road by a tuck shop.
I just got vaccinated and it didn't feel good.
Oh!
Oh, it's not even gross.
That doesn't look actually.
That doesn't look bad at all. We bought an old abandoned catamaran, spent 2 years rebuilding her, and embarked on a 7,000-mile journey across the Atlantic Ocean to our dream cruising grounds, the beautiful Caribbean.
Subscribe below and follow the adventure as we explore our way up the Caribbean chain of islands to the beautiful Bahamas. Oh, tuna steaks on the grill.
One of the tasks we had to do after lunch was get our visas renewed. So we're just here at immigration. We renewed our visas because we've been here for 3 months.
3 months.
3 months already, so we had to renew it. It cost us about 150 EC per person for 2 months.
100 US pretty much.
And
for 2 months.
yeah, translates to 1,800 Rand, 1,600.
Yep.
So that's all done. It was quick and easy, no hassles.
And how much did we pay for the cruising permit?
I can't remember what we create. You have to get a cruising permit here, so it's like a visa for the boat and then a visa for yourself.
And the cruising permit's based on the boat length. So the longer the boat, the more you pay. The shorter the boat, the less you pay. And they don't care if you're a cat. So
Yeah.
that's a plus side. First time the cats win.
So now we're gonna go off to the cricket stadium to see if we can get tickets for the cricket match that's coming up. South Africa's playing the West Indies. So
Yeah, boy,
So
boo!
we'd like to go watch that. So we're gonna go see if we can get tickets or what the deal is, and then we're gonna renew the scooter, and then yeah, and then probably just go get something to eat.
Oh, beautiful morning. A lot of rain. We got a southerly wind, which means that we kind of all face this way. Well, it's coming back now. But check out the color of the water. It's gone all green. I don't know if it's algae bloom or what it is. It's gone pretty nasty. It's the first time I've seen it this color. But with all the rain we've been getting, the dinghy's full of water, so I've got to take it quickly to the little beach there. Empty it out. So you just bring it up to the beach, and I open the cap at the back. Just give her a little lift. She's not. Oh, I gotta close the fuel. Oh. Yeah, back at the boat. I put a new hook on there, so it makes life easy. Just hook up in there during the day only. Good morning, Simone. How you doing, honey pants? What are you up to? Oh, we can have those brinjals for lunch. The big nice to have is one of these little suckers. Some ice, baby. Go exploring.
Wear your hat because the UV's in swing.
Wow.
One of our favorite things to do is go on a Sunday drive and explore the beautiful island.
One thing we like to do on our Sundays is hop on the scooter and go explore the island. We're checking some of the areas like where there's really nothing going on except for I think a couple of retired people out here. But it's beautiful, like it's all these nice roads, and this is I think in like a, what do you call it when it's like not government property, it's private. But yeah, check where they come out. They always come out to these nice spots.
It's a cool little island.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe below if you haven't already, and click on the notification bell to alert you when we upload a new episode, and like this video as well as share it with your friends and family. It's a free way you can support our channel. Where I told you Ricky goes off-roading. Ricky is literally killing me with going off-roading on the scooter. I feel like my butt's gonna break. Raindrops are falling on my head. Dum, da, 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 da. The rain's coming, so we gotta get back to the boat, and we still got a long ass journey, so we're probably gonna get soppy.
Check what the weather looks like. Just the sun and
clouds.
We made it just in time to stop on the side of the road by a tuck shop. Check out how's it coming down now. It's torrential now. Check it out, the bay is over there. You can't even see it.
The following day we headed into town to the Cronny James Athletic Stadium to get our second vaccination and hopefully buy our cricket tickets for South Africa versus the West Indies. I just got vaccinated and it didn't feel good, not so good.
So we just got our second shot, and I think now we're good to go. We can watch the cricket this weekend.
Cricket.
We qualify. We're gonna go buy tickets now. Maybe we're gonna see if they can sell us early tickets. They only open tomorrow, but try our luck. We drove all the way here, so might as well try. We're renewing our temporary driver's license. Piece of paper like this.
That says Ricky knows how to drive.
Cost you $60 EC, so like $20 US, and it means you're allowed to drive legally. You've got all your accreditations, you're good to go.
Ricky's trying Grenadian KFC.
Second national dish, and I can see why everyone's right about it. Beautiful.
You like the KFC? Did you rate it the best one you've had so far? Out of South Africa?
Better.
Namibia? Where else have we had KFC?
America. There's a little spice to it.
I got a peanut banana smoothie. That's my meal for today. That evening it rained cats and dogs, so we had to head back to the beach and empty our dinghy of water once again. So this is how Ricky holds up our dinghy to empty the water.
Because it's a soft bottom, we can't just empty it out of the bucket. So every second day with all the rains we've been having, gotta bring it out here and do this. While Simone's busy doing laundry, we serve this windlass quickly, and I also want to have a look at what size gypsy that is, because might want to get new chain, a little bit longer, and I want to see if it can take 5/16, which will be a little bit better, a little heavier than what we have now.
Yeah, bro.
So that's a good sign. It's a 5/16 and 8mm. So some gypsies will either be metric or imperial, but this one's both, which is super nice, which means we can do the chain upgrade. We just clean it up and put it back, grease it up. A bit of tool in a can, or WD-40, Q20, anything like that. Some rags, and then some marine grease.
Ricky had to pick up the pace in working as the rain was closing in on us.
Better hurry up. That weather's coming quicker.
It had been raining for 2 solid days, so we used it as an opportunity to get some boat work done. And one of the tasks that we wanted to do was replace the membrane on our Watermaker.
This is our Watermaker. It's an AC30. It's like 35 liters per hour, 35 liters, somewhere around there per hour. We're down to about 25 liters an hour. Previous guys used it for about 2 years, and then it stood for about a year while we were still finishing the boat, and then we used it now for the Atlantic crossing. Made water pretty well. We haven't used it that much. We've been using it here quite a bit. Once a week we run it for about 6 to 8 hours making water, but like the pressure relief was leaking a little bit just on the seating here. So I thought, well, why not take the time now to do a full clean all the parts. That's what I did. Now I use some rust buster for the stainless steel. Just leave it on there for 10 minutes, and then I rinsed it with fresh soapy water, and then just with fresh water get it all cleaned up. And I'm going to strip all the fittings, rebed all of them, and just so that everything is nice and new. And I'm probably going to change the membrane. We did buy a membrane for this in South Africa, so we're going to put in a new membrane, and that should hopefully give us another 3, 4, 5 years, however long, as long as we take care of it and we flush it well. It probably wasn't flushed that well before, and that's why the performance is down so much, but we're not going to hassle with that. Just take out the membrane, put a new one in, clean all the fittings up, put it back. It'll be good to go for another 3 years. See, on a lot of the joints they use the PTFE tape, so we'll go with how they bolt it and we'll put it on. I know for the most part, if it's hydraulic fittings, they don't need, but I've seen when you do put sometimes. Actually, I've got hydraulic sealer, that might even be better. And once it's dry, it's 100% non-toxic. So, but we actually might just go with what the original was, which was PTFE tape, and just do everything like that.
Get in there, baby.
Just don't want, if anything is seized, I don't want to damage it. That is pretty tight. To remove the end caps, you can sometimes find out that it's quite difficult. All I did is put the screws back in, and just with the flat screwdriver just pried it out ever so gently from all the sides, and it's out easily. And when you put it back, put a film of Vaseline on there, and they'll go back really nicely. This unit's actually really well built. These are really well machined ends. Are you ready to see the membrane?
This is the old one.
This is the old one.
Do I want to see it?
That's stuck in there, but I don't want to force it because in case. I'm going to take the other cap off first. Are you ready for this?
I don't know. Am I ready for it?
Oh!
Oh, it's not even gross.
That doesn't look actually.
That doesn't look bad at all.
Now, if you are doing yours, you'll notice that there's only a O-ring on the pressurized side. So on the feed in, there'll be an O-ring, and on the other side there won't be an O-ring. A little bit of growth in there, like these blackish areas.
But all in all, like considering it stood so long, it's pretty good.
But I mean, we got a new one, so we're gonna put the new one. And this is Dow. So there's the number, SW30. Once it's SW30, you know it's a saltwater membrane, 2521. And we've got a new one, so we're gonna put a new one in. But yeah, this is really good. These guys are really good membranes. Now we'll just clean out all the edges, make sure that everything is like spotless. I like these carbon fiber tubes. They're really well built.
Maybe that's why
on the bigger ones that
this Watermaker is such an expensive Watermaker.
Yeah.
What did it cost us if we had to replace our Watermaker?
These are about
7,000 euros?
Yeah, I'd say you can get them from about 6,000 euros, which is pretty expensive for I'm not sure what the other brand recovery style systems, but the ones we build ourselves with the big membranes and that, it comes to a fraction of the cost, but you obviously need to know what you're doing. It's all high pressure. There's no low pressure sides. Well, there is a low pressure side to it, but you can mess it up a little bit more. But there's so much info on the internet, so if you guys want to build your own one, go check it out. There's a lot of guys with building their own one DIY.
We wanted to buy our cricket tickets after our vaccination, but the tickets weren't on sale yet. And then now we heard there might be a T's and C that you have to be vaccinated for 14 days after your second jab. Which we aren't because we just got it. So we might not be able to go watch the cricket, but we're going to go try tomorrow. Not today. It's so rainy today and cloudy. It's just not even worth going because we'll get sauced. It'll be sad.
And back to Watermakers.
Back to Watermakers.
For those that don't know, this is the opposite end. So the water comes in there at high pressure, comes over here. This is a pressure control valve pretty much. This one's preset to generate product immediately, and this is where the product line comes out. So the water that you're making comes out of the middle tube there, and then the rest is bypass, which is pressurized, and that's how it does it. So it pressurizes the outside, forces the water, the salt water, well, it forces water through, the salt remains on the outside because it can't go through the membrane, and then that bypasses into a saline solution that goes overboard. And then your fresh water comes out of here, goes through to your TDS meter and your bypass valve. And yeah, they're really simple systems. These recovery systems are a little bit more complex because they've got a piston up top that transfers the pressure that's already generated, low pressure to a smaller piston, which creates high pressure, and then comes in here at high pressure. So they're a little bit more complex, but the essence of a Watermaker is really, really simple. Just pressurize water, squeeze it through a membrane, understand the pressures at which it works at, and then you get fresh water on the other side. But this outside that you're seeing, that's actually on the outer side of the tube, not on the inside where your product comes. So that's not coming into our tanks, that's on the outside. This is the bypass. But I mean, the thing is 3 years old, so you would expect to find some form of residue, and this stuff would all be less than 5 microns. This is also the reason why they recommend do not run it in marinas, do not run it in places where there's oils and all of that. Ideal conditions, yes, you shouldn't run it there, but realistically
You can.
well, you can. It just shortens the life of the lifespan of the membrane. The life of the lifespan shortens the life of the membrane. But realistically, you want water. You're gonna make water in these places. So
Well, where we are now is fine.
yeah, where we are now is good.
But we generally go get jerried water if we are
If we're in a dodgy place, like when we're in Benji Bay and stuff, that's
Clark's School. That's
really nasty there. So really raining hard now, as you can see. We've been considering catching this water, but surprising, a lot of this water, every single time it rains and then it dries out, our boat's covered in like fine dust. So it'd be interesting to get like a sample of this water, take it to a lab and get it tested. But like our boat's covered in this like fine light brown dust. Wouldn't you say that, huh? So like, I agree, you could put it in the tanks and stuff for showering and all, that's perfectly fine. But it'll be just interesting to see what is this fine dust that we're getting. I'm suspecting it's Sahara sand dust that flows across, and that's why there's so much rain this time of year. But yeah, there's a lot of water, a lot of free water. This is the new membrane. We've got the exact same one, Film Tech, from Dow, and you can see it's precisely the same, SW2530. And then we got a low pressure model, very nice. And you can actually see there's a considerable difference in color. You see those little those black marks there? That's actually bacterial growth from it not being stored correctly. So it could have been the time that it stood before we built the boat, could have been afterwards. And there's a slight discoloration to that, whereas this is completely clear, whitish color.
Once the new membrane was in, Ricky rebedded all the extra fittings as well.
Another thing with this is if you don't put some Vaseline on it and then it stays in there for a couple of years, then try and get it out. Jeez, I've battled with one before. That's in.
Once our Watermaker had been serviced, it was time to reinstall it again. So what you gonna do now?
So now I need to plug in the pressure switch, inlet, outlet, pressure for the feed line, product line, and then run it so that I can set the pressure.
Don't forget to subscribe below if you haven't already and give this video a big thumbs up. See you guys next week.